I did get a bit organised. So I cut down a 4x6 craft card, a card. You can make up your own or cut one down, and I cut mine down to 4 by 5.5. So it's 4 inches that way, 4 inches that way, sorry, and 5.5 across. So I've just taken that little bit off. So I've prepared that, and I'm using the stripe for the front, and I have pre-cut these because I've told you before in lives, I think there's, oh, okay. I feel that, you know, it's a waste of time you're watching me cut paper. So I try and cut as much as I can. So now I always ink up. I'm using a vintage photo, so I always ink the edges, which I not really do, especially in graphic 45, but most of my pages I ink because it does get rid of that cut mark and you don't see the white core of the paper. And I just think, and I'll just take my tabs off these and just quickly go. I'm just doing this very roughly. Make sure I've got it going the right way. And popping that on there. Now, I've left on my own, when I did this one, I just didn't even think about it. I started cutting it all up. And then I thought, oh, when I thought about doing doing one to show you, I thought, oh, what you need to do is work out your paper before you get started. So I didn't. So I ended up having to put a couple of joins in papers because I wasn't thinking about getting, using my 8x8 sparingly. So these pieces are cut in half of the 8x8, so you can actually get it to go a lot further. So that measurement there is 4 inches by 5.25. Okay, but I always tell people measure up in your own, if you're doing this yourself, whether you're going to write down the instructions as I go, it's up to you. But measure off your own card. But there is the card that I cut down, 4.5 by 5, and that is the part there was 4 inches by 5.25. I didn't get them all the pieces cut out. So we'll go into the inside of the card, and we're going to do the same to these pieces that I've cut out. So again, these are 5.25 by 4 inches, just so I could get these in nicely. And I'm just going to quickly ink those up. What's everybody been doing? Have you been watching the a lot of the activities on the International Crafts Show? I know Mel was on earlier. I didn't get to see Mel. I was busy trying to get this done, and I had a couple of visitors we run contract businesses and we had staff in, so I was busy organising them and didn't get to see Mel today. I'll have to go back and watch it. So what's everybody been up to? So just inking around these, getting all this core. If those of you who did the virtual retreat, hasn't that there's been so many fabulous, wonderful projects being done. I can't get through them all. They're just amazing, everything that everyone did last weekend at our virtual retreat. Hi Jane. Lockdown, nothing. You should be doing lots of crafting. Are you doing crafting, Jane? Take your mind off it. I know. We are in lockdown ourselves to a certain degree. Not as much as Melbourne, but we are in lockdown to a certain degree. And I'm very cautious about where I go, mainly because of my hubby. I sort of keep a low profile in Swan Hill. I am allowed to have people come to the shop. But yeah, so I've covered both sides, so they're inside, so that's what I've done here. So now I'm going to do the mechanism, which I think is, I haven't done, this is the first time that I've done this one. So what I did here is you cut 2 pieces. So 2 pieces, 4.5 by 3.5. This is the pop-up mechanism. So very quick and easy, really easy. My shop is open by appointment only, Anne, at the moment. So during COVID and at the moment it's only during by phone. So people need to ring me to make an appointment to come into the shop because it's at home. And I sort of I like the freedom of being able to go and do things. And with Graham not well, I sort of we have appointments at doctors and things. So yeah, so always ring me. Now, what we do now, we're going to make these little, they're little cube pieces. So we've cut that, what did I say, 3.5. So it's 3.5 that way, 4.5 down that way, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to score at 1.5. Is right, 1.5, and at 2. Then at 3. And we're going to fold on those. I'll go back and do those again in a minute, so I'll just... And I'll go and score these ones the same. So 1/2, 1.5, then at 2, then at 3. And that one there. I'll just go and score these nicely. So those who are part of the retreat, don't forget to be watching tonight on the retreat. So on Anne, if you're on the virtual retreat, we've got the results of the challenges and the competitions. I'm giving out prizes tonight for those. And if you haven't heard, what's the tape runner I'm using? The tape runner I'm using is I dropped it, so mine's a bit loose. Scrapbooking Adhesive Easy Runner. They are a little bit expensive, but I do love it, and it does go a long way, and it's great. It's great for cards and little things like this. So I do like it. And the refills, yeah, they I've just put a refill in here, are really easy to put, but the trick is don't drop it. So yeah. So now I've finished with that, so I can put that away. So now we've got our little cubes. All right, so we're going to glue our little cubes together. So I'm just going to run a little bit, and I'm using the glitter glue here, which I like. It dries very fast. And I'm just going to pop that down like that and make a nice little cube. And it's getting very dark outside, so, and quite humid, so we might be going to get a shower, which the farmers need up here. I do stock them. I've only got the refill at the moment. Very easy for me to get, Sue. So if you want one, just order one. I'll just send me a message and I'll order you one. I do sell them. I don't know that I've got one on the web at the moment because they're an expensive item. I sort of and we're only a small business. Those types of things people ask me and I just get them in. But I have to admit it is easy to use. So you have glued up your edges, and I didn't ink those, but anyway, I'm going to just run around the edges here. I got talking and forgot what I was doing, so I'll just run around the edges. You can see it just makes a difference. Oh, damn. You should never do anything live. Why didn't someone tell me I was putting the stripe on? I was going inside out. Bugger. Can I get it? This is how good that glue is. I might save this one. I don't know if I'll be able to save the other one. Let's see if I can save this one. That's how quick it glues. I shouldn't have looked up. I should have just... Well, I might be able to save this one too. God, that was lucky. Just as well I looked, because I don't want the green. Oh, damn. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Wasn't concentrating. Oh, that was a bit of a lucky pickup. I'll just redo that one, and we won't see those because they'll be on the bottom. So, quickly fixed, thank goodness. I didn't hear you all shouting out to me, Jen, you're doing the stripe inside. I'll just get that down there and fix that. That's so lucky. Thankfully, we won't see that. And you won't see that one. And we'll just fix this one up. That was such a lucky save. Because I would have had to go and cut, and I didn't want to cut into another piece. That was a very lucky save. So if you're just joining me, I just made a little boo-boo because I was too busy reading comments. So I'm not looking at comments just at the moment. Gayleen, if you're just wondering, I've just made a little boo-boo, so I'm just fixing it up. So don't look at that. I accidentally folded it in the wrong way. So just fixing my little boo-boo. And we will be right to go. Oh, don't you hate it when you make a boo-boo, especially online, when you're live? So I'll just hold that in there, and that's... Hi, Faye, how are you? So I've just made a little boo-boo there, and I'm just waiting for my glue now to take hold because I've had to rescore that. Okay, so now thankfully I'll go back now and finish inking those edges, which is what alerted me to the problem that I had folded them inside out. And thankfully they're going to sit down at the bottom. So I'll just finish doing that. People use all sorts of things to ink with, and if you're wondering what I'm inking with, I'm using just a scrap bit of foam that I buy in bulk lots at Clark Rubber, and just cut it up with my electric knife is what I use. I don't use anything fancy. I do use blending brushes and that for lots of other things, but I just like the way it feathers on the edge. Okay, so we've got our 2 cubes. So this is this part in here. So now we're going to just put a little bit of glue. I'm making sure I get put a little bit of glue down one side of each. Okay, and making sure I've got those pieces, and that one's nice. I'll go that way, and just making sure I don't show that mistake I had. And you're just going to hold them in place like that, so that what we're doing is we're gluing each end, but we're leaving the middle vacant. So when we put our little card in, it will slip down there like that. So easy, isn't it? Hi Lenny, how are you? All right, so while I've got that, Jane, I am not an expert. Goodness gracious, definitely not an expert. All right, so we've got our page open here, got our card open here. So what I need to do now is on where I made my muck up, I'm going to, actually I'm going to just run this tape. No, I think I'll use this tape. Just going to run this along here. This is at the bottom. I'm taping at the bottom of my piece, so that's where your join might possibly be. And I'll show you in a minute. I'll just get this on. Yeah, you can bend this a bit. All right, so my piece is going to go, so the bottom was where this is going to sit here, all right, and so the front, which is this piece in here, is this bit here, so the bottom is underneath, and then we're going to put tape at the back piece, which is this here. So I'll put the tape there. And you can flatten it out to make it easy. I'm trying not to put my head under the camera. So, and I'm trying to stay in focus here. Oops, I've come down. So I'll just watching the camera as well, up so I can see. And I'll just fold that back in a minute. I'll trim that in a minute, but I'm going to take the tape off the bottom here. How is it when you're on your own and no one watching you sort of... Now you need to... You want to make sure that this is up against just before the crease line in the middle of your card. Making sure that you get it even. And I'm going to take the tape off the side. I'm just going to flip that over. And I'm just going to fold my card down. And there you have your mechanism for your pop-up card. So how easy is that for your gift card, for your gift tag? So if you're giving a gift voucher to your grandkids, there you go. And you've got a nice little pop-up there. Hi Janine, how are you? So there you go. So that's that pop-up part. So now I'm going to, what am I going to do next? I'll just finish doing the inside. So don't forget, you don't have to put a gift card in there. You can put a photo in there if you know, whatever. If you want to use this as a mechanism to build up your pop-up pieces and make it a scene or something like that, you could do that as well. Very simple, very easy. And remember, this is going to be a card kit using the... Just in case those who haven't seen, the Nutcracker Suite from Graphic 45. This is their deluxe collection in the 12 by 12, but also they've brought it out in the 8 by 8. So if those have just joined, I'm going to be doing a little project out of the book each day while we're in the Great International Craft Show. So, right, so now we've done that, I am going to show you what I did with the, let's get my goodies out here. So now I'm going to cut a piece, and I thought I might have cut that, but I haven't. So I need to cut a piece of, I'll just pull this out of the book. So I'm going to cut a piece to go in my section here, and this little piece here I cut out of, so I cut up the inside. You've got 2 of these sheets, and I've cut all these off, so you can see here. So I'm going to fussy cut this for another project in this book, but I've cut all these borders out here so I can use them. So that's what that border is. So I've got one here, and I'm going to cut this piece while I'm at it. And I'll put that there. Oh, Margaret, hi, how are you? I haven't seen you for ages. Are you well? I was, I'll just cut this. Now, I'll get the measurements for this, so if anyone's writing down bits and pieces, I'll tell you what this is in a minute once I've cut it. It is, it's 1.5 by 3 1/4. Oh, what did I say? God, it's not 1.5. Better get that right. 3 1/4. Oh, by 4 1/2. Goodness, let me get that 4 1/2 before I forget it. God. And 3 1/4. Put those pieces away. Put that away. And I'm just going to ink this while I remember to ink it. So the actual mechanism of this is quite quick and easy, isn't it? It's now I have got it here. Just going to put a little bit of tape on here. I'm doing this very rough, just so I might just make sure that sticks. Chucking a bit of glue. I'm just popping that in there, because now if you don't want to do this part, you can definitely do it flat. And if you want to put it in a envelope and don't want to have all this bulk, you don't have to. You can just do it all flat, because your inside is a bit bulky. So you can do that. I'm just going to put some more tape on here, but I do like the having it up, and these will probably be I've got to be very careful because sometimes my grandkids watch, but these will be gifts for Christmas, and I'm always giving the kids, now that they're older, giving them gift cards, so this will be ideal for them. So just making sure I get that. I usually stand up and do this, and I'm sitting down in front of the camera, so I'm just hoping that I've got that straight. So that is that, and I'm going to use this. Now the inside strip down here, the top one came out of the border as I showed you, but also and I'm going to use another border piece. I think I've got a border piece rather than me cutting another piece. Maybe I haven't. Well, maybe I'll just use this one for something different. Won't go across there. I don't want to use, I'm just going through, sorry guys, I'm just going through my borders here to see if I've got another border cut without me having to cut another sheet. But no, I'll cut another one so that you can see. I'm just ripping out another page here to the side of the camera, sorry. So I usually cut all these pieces out. I have a hole, I just stick them in here, so I've got them all in the one place. I need that one for my top, and I need this one for my inside. So I'll grab that while I'm doing this. And I did think I left that stripe on in there, which I'll do again. I'll put that to the side and cut later. And I'm going to, sorry, I haven't, I'll have a quick look at comments in a minute and see if anyone's asked me. Hi Deb, how are you? I'm a bit dubious about looking up at the camera because I end up making mistakes. So I'm just going to, got a bit of scrap. I've been using a bit of the scrap black here. I've got it here to do these cards. So I'm just going to whip this on and I'm going to mount it on. Okay, I'll go all the way. Just going to cut this using up my scrap. Oh, you deal. Go this side. Don't want to waste it. Perfect. I'll tell you what, this glue does dry very quickly, but good for projects like this. I'm just mounting that onto some black. And I'm going to stick that in there. I'll just mark it and trim it off. Lily, you still on? What have you been doing? I don't know if you've been on, and that's not quite straight for me, so I'll get my trusty little trimmer out here and just trim that off a bit, because I know I'm doing it to the side. Sorry guys. Now I have been making up a new collection in the products in the website, just called Christmas. So it'll be up now until the end of Christmas into January. I'll probably keep it there, but it'll have all our, as our Christmas come in, I will add in there. So everyone, if you're looking for Christmas products as they come in, there's not a lot in there. Oops, you've got to be able to drive this, Sue. I haven't got used to mine yet on thin strips. I'm just going to place that there like that. And so now I've just put that in. Okay, now I did cut out, where did I cut that out of? The, I had this up here, and I cut out, I don't know if I've got another little, I just might use, no, I'll have to go in and cut these out. Go in and cut out, the other one is not a, let me mumbling to myself. So these little pieces here come out of this sheet here. I tried to extend my table the other day, but to give me more space, but because I have the computer here and that, but it just took up too much space in the shop, so I had to go back to what I'm used to, and I just need to, where is that page? Oh, maybe here it is. So, and I need, what else do I need out of there? I needed Sorry guys, thought I'd grab this out. Nothing like hunting in through. Oh, here. It'll be up here. Here he is. He was already out. So I'll just cut that again. Sorry, I just off to the side going to be cutting these pieces off. And so on the back of this piece here, you get all these little sepia prints that are I use on the front, and on you'll see where the other one goes. I'm just trimming them up now, so I've got them. I thought I had got these. Right, hopefully that's the end of the trimmer. So I'll ink those while I remember. Oh no, it's not. I've got to do that one. I'll ink these while I think about it. And I'm not happy with how I trimmed it, so I'll just trim it down. I don't want to see that curved edge. Some of you might like, you know, you could go around and do a curved edge, but I just wanted to do straight edges. So I'm just getting rid of where it curves around. That's it. So, and I'm just inking these up while I remember. Oh, Janine, if you're watching, I'm going as fast as I can. I've got Janine, she's in down from Mildura coming into the shop. So she's probably waiting for me. I'm going to put this one here, which is a little bit different. So I'm just going to put that one up in here. So I've got the nutcracker up in there, in the center, and I'm going to put the mouse ring in here, which is a little bit different to the one I've got, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put it up here. I'm just going to stick it there like that. Now I'll just cut my little banner for here, which is this piece here. I'll just mark that and cut it. Trim the green of it. I don't want green on it. Can't see me, I'm trimming to the side, guys, just so that and I'm going to mount that onto some black. A little bit of scrap here. Perfect. So has anyone done, they've only just come in, only just came in, that's why I'm only just getting it, came in today, Gayleen, so they'll be up. I'll work out a price and tell you tomorrow when I come do a live tomorrow. That's why I've been, I was busy this after, or late this morning doing this, trying to get this organised. So, yeah, I think they're around the 24, 25 mark, the 8x8, but you'll get quite a few cards out of that if you're using the card. I've got a real problem with freight at the moment. With COVID, America's making it's really hard to get a lot of things out when you're buying straight from the company itself, and I usually go straight through Graphic 45, but yeah, the freight with our freight company that we use is really expensive at the moment, so that's why I need to work out what the what the actual packs do cost. So I will have that for you tomorrow. So I'm just going to, now I did block him on some white, so we'll just quickly do that, on some black rather. Let's get him stuck up there. Oops. Not concentrating again, and I like to get rid of those edges, or I won't lift the other one up at all. Now I can do that one. That will come up. So such a simple little card with so many, you know, you could really take this to the next level. I'm just going to pop some glue on that. Let that dry, and we've done that, and we've done that, and your postcard is in here. So I guess you want me to finish the card, do you? I better finish it. Oh, and then I've got some things to show you. Bits and pieces that I found that we've got that I've put into the Christmas. So yeah, so I will add, I will be adding all the new stock for Christmas after the weekend. Hopefully I'll get that done. Just trim this off. I'll put a different one on here. And I've just popped in. Now you could, I'm popping this in here, but you could do a, you know, if you're into your dies, which I am, I'm just didn't have much time to cut one, that you can cut a die frame in here, little tag to write your Christmas message on. I'm just putting this in because I have it. But there you go. I'm not going to, I've got to cut some more little pieces to go here, but I was just looking for my gift tag. So there, oh no, I've got not finished yet. Got one more little thing that I do need to cut, and I can cut him out here to show you. Now I did cut out, I'm coming over here. I'll just cut him out. Now you don't have to do this, but I just fussy cut round my little, little nutcracker, so I just did that quickly. Does anyone have special scissors that they like to use? I know I use these ones all the time, but I do have others. I do have a nice little hinge pair, little spring loader ones, but they're so hard to get. I don't use them online very often because people say, oh, where did you get those scissors from, Jen? And they're hard to get, so I tend to only use what I can get, which I'm actually out of stock of these, but I must... Okay, so now I just stick him on with a bit of glue. And I'll just ink my edges before I do him. Now this card that I'm doing today, it's not my own design. It's from putting it together, I guess is, but not the actual design itself with the little pop-up section. I got that off the Graphic 45 site. But I thought I would, because it is a Christmas program with the International Craft Show, I thought I'd use that, and it was quick and easy, and I needed something quick and easy. So I've got a few little things that I'm going to be doing out of this this pad. So I've stuck that down there. Sorry, I'm out of shot. All at 2 o'clock. Now is that it's 2 o'clock each day over here. Now I'm just going around and leaving a little bit of a shadow of black. I've done this for two reasons. One, so I always think they look nicer when they stand on a bit of black. You have a little bit of a shadow coming out. But also I did it because I wanted it to have a little bit of extra strength, because it's going to be on the pop-up mechanism. So just cutting around there. And I am just going to add a bit of tape to my card at the front here. So I'm just putting a bit of tape there at the side. Oh, God, go on. I'm not using glue because, knowing me, I'll get it all over the place and the whole card will stick together. So I did use glue when the one I made late this morning, but I'm not going to use glue this time. So all you do is you just pop your little in there like that, close him, and then he'll stick up like that for you. No, I didn't. So stick it in. I'll better push that up. You did see it, and yeah, there you go, and there it is. So there's your little gift box, and you can decorate all you want. I did fussy cut another piece of another little man here. I cut down and I just put on that corner. But there you go, and one of those.